Have you heard about light pollution? The electric light, one of the everyday conveniences that most affect our lives, which was invented 200 years ago. Thomas Alva Edison invented the first commercially practical incandescent light in 1879. Before that, there were over 20 inventors of incandescent lamps. Looking back into history, all the living creatures on Earth used the sun and the amount of light during different times to regulate our body clock. Light plays a crucial role in regulating our circadian rhythm, one of our natural biorhythms commonly known as our body clock. Light pollution, also known as photopollution or luminous pollution, is the excessive, misdirected, or invasive artificial lighting use. It is also a side effect of industrial civilization. Mismanaged lighting alters the color and contrast of the nighttime sky, eclipses natural starlight, and disrupts most organisms' 24-hour processes, which affects the environment, energy resources, wildlife, humans, and astronomy research. Unlike other forms of contamination and waste, light pollution remains mostly overlooked and unregulated in many countries. Over the last 50 years, as countries became affluent and urbanized, demand for outdoor lighting increased, and light pollution sprawled beyond the city limits and suburban and rural areas. In June 2016, it estimated that 1/3 of the world's population could no longer see the Milky Way, including 80% of Americans and 60% of Europeans. In March 2013, light pollution in Hong Kong was declared the worst on the planet. Let's look at the side effects of light pollution. Light pollution has dire effects on our environment and resources. Wasting energy has economic and environmental consequences. The overuse of lighting means most of us no longer experience truly dark nights, which is more important to humans who evolved to the rhythms of the natural light-dark cycle of day and night. Luminous pollution increases obesity, depression, sleep disorders, diabetes, breast cancer, and more. The International Dark Sky Association estimates that excessive nighttime lighting releases more than 12 million tons of carbon dioxide each year. It would take more than 700 million trees to absorb the carbon dioxide produced by wasted light. For instance, millions upon millions of precious watts are wasted throughout the world because of poorly designed street lamps, which send a portion of their light into the sky. Luminous pollution affects the feeding, sleeping, mating, and migration cycles of all wildlife. It also leads to the shrinking population of endangered species. Artificial light sources can overwhelm natural light sources, causing birds to be drawn or fixated on the artificial lights. Also results in birds deviating from their intended migration route, flying until they experience exhaustion and collapse, and becoming prey to other animals. Reptiles such as sea turtles are greatly affected by light pollution. Female turtles nest on dark, remote beaches, but bright coastal lights prevent them from finding safe nesting areas for their eggs and leads to female turtles depositing their eggs in an unsafe area or the ocean. The nests incubate in the warm sand for up to 2 months. After they hatch from the eggs, hatchlings dig their way upwards through the sand during the night, when the sand is cooler. They reach the surface alone or in groups, quickly crawl towards the sea, and swim away to the open sea in a frenzy. Less than 1 in 1,000 will survive and one day return to the same area to reproduce. So how do we reduce light pollution? Reducing light pollution implies many things, such as reducing sky glow, reducing glare, reducing light trespass, and reducing clutter. Therefore, the method for best reducing light pollution depends on precisely the problem in any given instance. Unlike many other forms of pollution, light pollution is reversible. By being an ambassador and explaining the benefits of minimizing the light from our own home at night, each of us can play an essential role in protecting our natural night sky. Quality lighting design reduces energy use and therefore energy dependence. It also reduces carbon emissions and allows us to enjoy the night sky.